Good morning. Welcome to the first Sunday of Lent. I know many of us have several sacrifices we've chosen to do during Lent, whether it's giving up chocolate, beer, wine, steak, whatever it might be. We all have our sacrifices to make. You know, it might be difficult to look at sacrifices and say, oh, this is joyful. We get to enjoy these sacrifices. But on Ash Wednesday, Father gave us an excellent homily on what it actually means to sacrifice. You know, you may not know this, but the root word of sacrifice means to change, to make holy. So the job of our sacrifices, whether it be Lenten sacrifices or daily sacrifices, is to change us, to make us holy. During the Eucharist today and every day, Father does the epiclesis, make these things holy. He does that over the gifts that the people will bring forward. That's a representation of all of us coming forward to be made holy. That's the job. That's our goal. That's the whole reason that we are Catholic, to be made holy, to come closer to God. You know, we all struggle with things like original sin. Obviously, is always weighing on us. It's always there. But through our baptism, we get released from that. But in the first reading, we heard of the story of Noah and how they were saved, how a new covenant was made with those people. And we heard from St. Peter in the second reading, there was only 8 of them. How in the world did they mess it up? Literally, there were only 8. They couldn't keep the covenant longer. But God was patient during the building of Ark, right? That's exactly like we're expected during Lent. God is patient with us to come to full conversion, that we might come to know Him, come to be with Him, to live with Him forever in heaven. You know, as we try to think about how do we get through this Lent? How do we make this Lent better than any other Lent before? How do we complete this mission, our goal? You know, we don't know what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow the world could end. The condition of the world right now, we could be in World War III any day. But the psalmist today teaches us exactly how to find our way, exactly how to use this Lent to the most of our ability. We said, teach me your path. Good and upright is the Lord. He shows sinners the way. That's us. Sinners, the way. Every sin of disobedience is disobedience to God's will, and it's a deviation from His path of wisdom and everlasting life. Salvation consists of returning to that direct path. We are called to discover God's will in our lives. What is our ultimate goal? Like I said, our ultimate goal is to be happy forever in heaven, regardless of what this world brings. Brothers and sisters, as we look at this Lent, as we look at the rest of this Mass, let us join with the angels and saints in heaven. Let us understand what it truly means to be in the Mass. This is as close as we're going to get to heaven until we are actually in heaven. The day of our baptism is a great day. That's the day we are closest to being a saint than ever. And then we come back to the Mass every week and we get closer and closer. Our job is to stay on that journey. Now, several of us, you know, myself included, will go off of that path. You know, my life was full of crazy diversions and going off the path before I was ordained. And now my goal, obviously, is to help others find that path, find that way to heaven. Brothers and sisters, let us take time today, again, to be that path, to help others to the path of salvation. And when we do, our lives will truly become an oasis in the desert, an oasis of peace, wisdom, and courage. Let us get away from that desert of self-indulgence, violence, and relativism so that we can be different from the culture. As we continue in this Mass again, this beautiful season of Lent, let us pray in our hearts as we heard in the psalm, Lord, teach us your paths. Show us sinners the way. Praise be Jesus Christ.